Hello everyone. For those of you who don't know, I'm Ronnie and I'm a speech and language therapist specialising in bilingualism, and I'm also a blogger. I write a blog, www.multiculturalmotherhood.com, where I blog about speech and language issues, bilingualism and homeschooling. Today I just wanted to talk to you a bit about how to communicate with people who have hearing impairment or are deaf. About a month ago, I went to the Islamic Cultural Fair in Bristol and I picked up this amazing book of the A to Z of Islamic signs in BSL for children. Here's what it looks like. So I've been doing this with my children and I've been teaching them about sign language and about how to talk to deaf people, and it's an amazing book. The pictures are absolutely beautiful. It's got loads of different signs in there. So it starts with A is for Allah and angel, and then it's got things like halal, hadith, Jannah, Jummah, and it goes right through to Z for zakat. And my daughter, my eldest, she's 7, she has absolutely been loving this book. She just wants to sign all the time, and now she's told me that she actually wants to learn proper BSL, British Sign Language, so that she can communicate with deaf people. So not only has this book taught my children the signs, but it's also opened up discussion about people who are different, who have some kind of disabilities or differences to us. And it's made me think about how is the best way to communicate with a deaf person. So if you're a hearing person, what kind of things do you need to think about in order to communicate effectively with people who are hard of hearing? So first of all, you need to speak when they are looking at you. So wait until they are looking at you before you start speaking. Otherwise, they may not realise that you're actually trying to talk to them. So you need to get their attention somehow. If they are busy, if they're doing something else, then wait until they've stopped what they're doing and are able to look at you. Also, it's really important to make eye contact with them while you're speaking. The second thing, keep facing them. A lot of people who are hard of hearing, they lip read, and they need to be able to see your mouth, obviously, in order to do this. So what you need to do is make sure you're not covering your mouth at all. Don't put your hands over your mouth, or don't cover up your mouth in any other way. Try and over-exaggerate the lip movements a bit, so it's really obvious what word you're trying to say. Talk at a nice, steady rate, not too fast, not too slow. And also you need to remember to stand at an appropriate distance away in order for them to be able to see your lips clearly. The third thing is really important to check the noise and the lighting levels in the room or environment that you're in, because if it's too noisy, this can be really difficult for somebody with hearing aids to hear you, because that noise can really, if it's a noisy environment, it can really affect a hearing aid user a lot. So try and go somewhere where it's a bit more quieter if you're in a noisy place. The other thing is make sure you're not standing in front of a bright light or in front of the bright window, because that can make it more difficult for people who are lip reading to see your lips. The fourth thing, just keep checking that they are understanding what you're saying every so often. Just check that they've understood. If they haven't understood, then you can repeat or rephrase what you've said. Apparently it's more difficult to lip read words which are only one syllable, single syllable words. So if you have to repeat something or rephrase it, try and choose words that are multisyllabic, have more than one syllable in them, because that can make it easier for lip readers to understand what you're saying. The fifth thing, use sign language if you know any. Don't be afraid to try it out if you only know a bit. Don't worry if you make mistakes. A lot of deaf people, they will really appreciate your effort if you just try and use that little bit of sign language that you know. The final thing, if you have found it difficult to communicate so far, why not try writing it down? You can write down or you can draw something you know, just so that you get your message across. If you get your message across, it doesn't really matter how you do it. As long as you've got it across, that's the main thing. So I hope that gives you some useful tips if you are in the situation where you're communicating with someone with hearing impairment. Do give those tips a go. And also just take a look at my blog. I've got a review of the book, A to Z of Islamic Signs in BSL. So if you head over to my blog, I'll leave the link with this video, and take a look at the review. It's an amazing book, beautiful pictures, really nicely presented, and it's a really good way to teach your children about sign language. I do feel like people in the Muslim community often don't have that much awareness of people with hearing impairments. I haven't really come across anyone who knows BSL in my local community, though I have come across deaf people, and they have found it quite difficult when there's a lecture or a study circle on and they need an interpreter. They found it quite difficult to find an interpreter. So it's really important that we raise awareness of this issue within the Muslim community. If you go over to my blog post, I'm doing a giveaway at the moment where you'll be able to win yourself a copy of this book. That giveaway is open until the 24th of September, so that's about a week and a half. So go on the blog post and do enter the giveaway for your chance to win a book. Also, there is a voucher code on my blog for 30% off, which is a really good deal. So check that out as well. And the last thing I wanted to say, at the moment, they are nominating for the Muslimah Blogger Awards. So if you like my blog, then please do head over to the Muslimah Blogger website and nominate my blog for the category of parenting, education and homeschooling. I'll leave the link to that above this video in the description as well. Okay, if you have any questions about speech and language issues, bilingualism or homeschooling, do leave a comment below this video and I'll try to answer your questions in my next Facebook Live. I do one every week or 2 weeks. Okay, I've got go and check out my blog, which is www.multiculturalmotherhood.com. Also, I've got an Instagram account at multiculturalmotherhood. I've got a few videos on YouTube. My account is called Multicultural Motherhood as well. And yeah, as I said, leave any questions that you have in the comments below and I'll try and answer them. Okay, bye.